We're
We're live.
live.
Yes, sa IG na lang.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Oo, Marvita,
Hello, good
tuloy ka na.
evening.
Good evening, everyone. So, ayan, magsa-start na ako while Eunice is going live on
Check sa
Instagram.
IG.
So, tonight is the last, no, hindi pala last day, no? May 31 pa lang March. But this is the, this is the last installment of our International Women's Month series. So, if you've noticed, no, puro mga power women yung mga feature natin from beginning of March until the end of March. So we've already had
Hi, Miss Ira.
Thursdays
I've invited you sa
with these
Instagram.
amazing women. Pero tonight, ayan, so wag kayong mawawala. I hope you stay in our live event. And like marami kaming mga hinandang mga questions para sa mga guest speaker natin tonight. Ayan. So amazing kasi, 'di ba? Traditionally ang mga kababaihan parang isa lang yung role, ganon. But uso na ngayon, ayan, ang independent and multi-hyphenated women. And ganun yung ating mga speakers tonight rather, kasi it's already 6:30 in the Philippines. So, ito nagko-connect na si Eunice. I'm already here. Hi. Hello, good evening on Instagram. Hello, magandang gabi. Ayan, let's just wait for Ira to come in. Ayan. So, for
Invite ko pa
purposes
po
of
kayo ulit, Miss Ira. Wait
just
lang.
accept the live in. So, for purposes of tonight, good evening, everyone. Ayan, so may mga nagla-log in na on Instagram. Um, we are having the last installment for our International Women's Month series. Ayan, one of our guest speakers is here. For purposes of this live, yung isang speaker natin sa IG, for due to technical reasons, no, hindi siya makakapag-live with us. But you will not miss her answers because yung isang kasama namin sa team will be flashing her when she talks on our another platform sa StreamYard. So again, good evening everyone. Ayan, nakikita ko na yung mga paparating na mga guests natin. So yeah, please share our live event and please share sa mga Facebook nyo, sa mga IG nyo, please share it to your friends, ganon. And o, di ba? Bago yung hair ko tonight. Bago no? Parang, I mean, this has been my hair ever since, but I tried to do hot oil, ganon. So, yeah, that's my flex for this evening. Dahil special yung event natin tonight because this is the last installment for the International Women's Month series. And as I was saying earlier, nauna kasi kaming nag-live sa Facebook, no? Uso na kasi, I mean, traditionally, women are, alam mo yun, confined to like one specific role, ganon. And alam mo yun, hindi naman siya masama, no? I mean, if you just have like one role. But now, uso na rin yung mga independent and multi-hyphenated women. And yun yung mga guests natin tonight. But before we call them in, I'm sure excited kayo sa mga isasagot nila. No? Gumawa talaga ako ng mga questions na matutuwa kayong sagutin nila. May mga pang Miss Universe, ganon. And, but of course, meron din syempre pang finance because Big C is a financial app for women. And for the introduction, ayan, I would like to give the floor to Eunice to introduce us, ground rules, tsaka kung ano yung Big C. So, take the floor, Eunice.
Yan, thank you very much. At sakto lang din in time kasi kakatapos ko lang mag-ayos ng mga technical hanash natin dito sa diba? So, ayan, good afternoon everyone sa iba't ibang lupalop ng mundo kung nasan man kayo, tanghali, umaga, or gabi man. Magandang hapon po sa inyo and thank you very much for making us one of your Thursday habits, diba? So, ayan, habang inaantay natin. So, if you feel like commenting or magsabi ng mga kulo-kulo nyo, ayan, just comment down your thoughts below, ayan, sa ating comment section. And very, very exciting tayo tonight because this is the last push for our International Women's Day. So, i-share nyo tong live na to sa ating sa inyong mga Facebook, sa Instagram, i-share nyo via DM and all, ayan. So, bago tayo magsimula, di ba, kasi very, very exciting tayo. Very, very, wait lang, exciting for tonight. So, sa mga bago dito, ano nga ba ang Big C, di ba? So, wait, okay, so first, what is Bixi? So, Bixi is a platform, or rather an app that connects women who wants to invest with the knowledge, network, and tools to start investing. But Bixi is only an app, or rather a platform. However, we do not give financial advice, just like what your professional insurance or financial advisors do. What we just do is just to help you connect, or to help you talk to other people inside the community or inside the app who would like to learn the same things about finances, and who shares the same advocacy with you. So ano nga ba inaantay nyo, di ba? Gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, it's an app. It's an app for
Eunice,
free.
wala ka
Yes.
daw sound? Tama ba?
Huh?
Wala ka daw voice.
Meron naman. Meron. Ha?
Meron
Meron ako.
on
Okay na.
Instagram.
Meron.
Sa Instagram,
Nakaloy.
baka naka-mute ka.
Hello. Hindi ako naka-mute. Naka-unmute ako. Oh my gosh. Naka-unmute ako. And nakita ko si Miss Bing Loizaga. Nanonood siya. Hi po. Wow. Kinilig
Bigla
ako.
ka na pressure.
Wait lang. Bigla nanonood si Miss Bing Loizaga. Hi po. Magandang hapon po sa inyo. I'm a fan. Okay. So, yun. So, all you have to do is just download the app for free via App Store or Google Play. Just type the word Bixi, and registration is for free. And isa na nga po sa ginagawa namin na pag-advocate ng financial literacy is by having these live events every Thursday for free, diba? So, sa mga bago dito, please make us your Thursday habit, and sa mga nanonood every Thursday, maraming salamat po. So, ayan, back to you, Ma'am Vil.
Hello. Di ba? Good afternoon, good evening everyone. Kanina pa good afternoon. Madilim na around me. But again, maraming salamat for coming in to our live event. So as you can see in the screen right now, and also makikita nyo dyan, paki-comment naman, Patrice, ang ating community manager, no? Ang link to download the Bixi app for those who are watching on Instagram. So I'm seeing new names and also familiar names. So maraming salamat. And those are watching via Facebook and on YouTube ng Bixi, you can see the download QR codes for both iOS and Google Store dito sa ating live event. So, ayan, huwag na nating patagalin pa. Ayan, ikaw na yung bahala, Eunice, with wait lang. We also have an ongoing quiz pala kasi every week, no, meron tayong ginagawa na quiz sa Bixi. So ayan, so baka pwede nating i-type in the comment section. Yung quiz natin, wala namang maling sagot, of course. Very interesting quiz kasi 'di ba, pag during the first weeks of the year, gumagawa tayo ng mga goals natin, and our goals, our faith goals, financial goals, etc., etc. So for tonight's quiz, which is actually not really a quiz, no? Yung sasagutin natin is, what financial goal do you want to achieve in 5 years? So, I think this is medyo short to medium term goal. So, walang maling sagot ha. Like for instance, you want to have like an insurance fund for yourself in 5 years, or you want to purchase a car for yourself, or real estate. Ayan, so medyo yung isang guest natin ay actually is nasa real estate, no? So pwede yung mga yon. So all you have to do is download the Bixi app as mentioned earlier, tapos register kayo. Wala pong bayad, na mention ni Eunice kanina, but registering is for free, and then just go to community, tapos meron kaming live events doon, and just type in your answer. And if you want, pwede nyo namang i-tag din yung mga friends nyo while you answer. So we actually posted that as well in our social. So we have it on IG. Ayan. O diba? Merong IG yan. Tapos meron din sa Facebook and meron din sa LinkedIn. So, but your answers, lagay nyo doon. And we will raffle a winner. So marami kaming mga iba't ibang prizes, no? Coming from our women-owned businesses. So last time, merong mystery box from designer. Yan. Meron din mga essential oils from mga titas like me. So, last update na lang, if you just came in, no, we actually had a month-long feature for Power Women. Yan, dahil International Women's Month ang March. So this is the last night. So I'm sure excited din kayo at ako very excited ako to know yung ibang aspect naman no ng meron dito athlete no, sports ganyan. So ako kasi very athletic ako. Although hindi masyado. So, ayan. So, Eunice, would you like to introduce our guest speakers
Yes.
rather for tonight?
Yes, definitely. And I'm super duper honored. Okay, so ang dalawa sila. And first, let's start with a nurse by profession. She labels herself as an accidental entrepreneur since she comes from a family of doctors with zero business background when she started her business. Actually, our first guest speaker is also passionate about entrepreneurship and design. So, at the core of her being, she believes in empowering women by helping them discover their fullest potential. So now she is a managing partner of Sound Grupo Builders Inc. It's a construction company based in National Capital Region and in Central Luzon. And now her baby, as she calls it, and the business that started her entrepreneurial journey, which is Neon Island, is a homegrown brand she founded with her best friend in 2013. Now, Neon Island Clothing is a retail brand that aims to celebrate the local through their hand-drawn prints. Now, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ira Medina. Yay! Virtual clap, everyone. Okay. So
Okay.
next, yes. So next, for our last speaker, she is a collegiate scholar athlete in California Baptist University. Turned professional in December 2017 and currently competing on the local tour and Thailand tour. And at the same time, she is also a property specialist on the side for Alveoland and an insurance agent for ProLife UK. And ang pinaka-importante sa lahat, masasabi kong mabuti ko siyang kaibigan since high school. O, di ba? Ang taray. So, let's welcome Miss Marvin Monsalve! Yay!
Ayan. Ayun, finokus ko muna si Marvy
Yes.
para makita ang kanyang beauty. Ang gaganda ng mga guests natin tonight, no? Pero special mention sa napakagandang lighting ni Marvy na nainggit kaming lahat. Parang sabi namin, parang ang ganda ng lighting niya. So, that's the special appearance for tonight. So, eto na, let's jump in. Ayan. Before we discuss finances, eto na. This is the million-dollar question. So, I'll start with Ira. I'll start with Ira kasi siya yung friend ko. Ayan. So, Ira, tinatanong namin to sa lahat para kanino ka bumabangon sa araw-araw? And siguro kwentuhan mo kami, what is a typical day in the life of, ng isang Ira Medina?
Wow. Okay. Wait,
Sorry,
before I answer.
Hindi pala narinig yun sa
okay.
IG. My question was, I'm sorry, para kanino ka bumabangon and what is a typical, kwentuhan mo kami about a typical day in the life of isang Ira Medina.
Yeah, I think they caught it naman. But anyway, before I answer that question, I just want to say hi to my friends who are watching. So, wow, to be here on a prime time. Thanks guys for joining us. So, it's just going to be a casual talk, right, Vil? I think I've been posting earlier about the Bixi app, and I'm all about the causes that it supports. So I'm definitely super honored to be here with you guys, especially with Marvy also, who's in Thailand. So anyway, para kanino ako bumabangon? So wow, the $1 million. Okay, Nescafe commercial. I don't know if we're
Yes.
allowed to actually say the brand, but it's such an iconic line from Nescafe. I remember from years back, and it still stuck with me, no? Well, for me, there's no particular person when it comes to, the reason why I wake up, in the morning. There's really no particular person. But for me, it's the belief that I'm created for a purpose, that I was birthed in this world because God created me for a purpose. And one of which really, something that's really close to my heart is women empowerment. Because I believe that also very evident in my journey, No, although it's a really lifelong process, no, that's what I tell people. I would want to encourage women to really believe in themselves and to really believe that that they can make it. No, yeah, because it all starts with changing the mindset. So, yeah, and I think that's one of my purposes in life. And if you're gonna be asking about my typical day, since I am an entrepreneur, no 2 days are the same for me, and I scoot back and forth Manila and Pampanga. So you would see me always on the road. I'm very on the go. But a typical day would start for me at 7. So I'm a morning person, but my mornings are very slow and sacred because in the mornings I try to work out. I try, emphasis on the word try, because I'm not like Marvy. I try, and this is where I have my quiet time. So I do meditation and journaling in the morning, and my work only starts. So official work for me starts at 10 o'clock. So that's when I feel like my brain is most productive at 10 o'clock. And although life as an entrepreneur doesn't really end at 5, no, it's a 24/7 thing. I try to put a structure to my life, and I want to end meetings at around 6 o'clock because I want to be able to enjoy my time with my family and my friends. So I really want to put a work-life balance. So I try as much to put structure, ideally. But there are days talaga that are, of course, not as ideal. So I guess that's it. That's a typical day for me.
Grabe, no? When you were mentioning kanina, you're a morning person. Actually, hindi ako hindi ako morning person, pero napansin ko when it comes to work, I usually start working actually mga 7:30 eh. 7:30. Yeah, that's oo. Maaga naman ako
Oo.
nagigising ng weekday, pero pag weekends talaga super bawi. So, but ayun. So, ang ganda nung sinabi ni Ira no na hindi particular person yung the reason why she wakes up. It's actually the belief or the faith or the belief that she was actually created for a purpose. Ayan. So ang ganda nun as your kumbaga parang backbone of waking up every morning, no. What's my purpose for today? So naku, first question pa lang. So ayan, Eunice, so baka pwede mo nang i-feature ang ating next speaker. Same question to Marvy. Ayan. So
Ayan,
pakita natin
Marvy.
Hello.
pakita natin si Marvy, Eunice sa StreamYard, ay sa IG.
Okay po. Sige
Para
po.
kanino ka bumabangon sa araw-araw? And what is a typical day in the life of like an athlete, real estate entrepreneur, isang Marvy Monsalve, ano yung typical day na sa buhay mo?
First of all, ang ganda ng answer ni Miss Ira. If pwede lang i-copy-paste. Kasi, how do I follow that? So, pretty much the same, na parang, I don't really know who I wake up. Parang, sino yung, para kanina ko babangon. Parang, my answer would be myself, siguro. Kasi I'm really trying to reach my highest potential as a golfer, as a person, and yun, as a worker din. So, some days are bad where I wake up tapos I don't want to do anything. Some days are good naman na when I wake up parang I'm quick and parang everything just seems to fall into place. So usually if it's a golf day, so like Miss Ira, it's different, no? Kasi there's a lot of things that I have to do. So if it's a golf day, depends on what time yung tea time, so what time practice starts. So if it's 8 a.m. practice, I'll wake up at 6, ganon, tas I'll head to the course and be there by 7 or 7:30 and then get ready to play. So usually it takes about 5 hours to play. And if okay naman, if tapos na, if I have more time pa, I'll stay at the course and then I'll keep practicing. So like a training day, ganon. Where if I have, sometimes I have students to teach then, so after practice, I head to my students then that I teach. Onti lang sila kasi I have to manage my time with the set students because I still play on tour and yun. I can't always attend to them. Um, for Alveo naman, it's a whole day thing then. So, because we do booth manning sa malls, so yan, yung mga nag-aabot ng flyers and everything. And then when we get home, we have to send emails to clients. So, and pretty much golf, Alveo, Pure Life, they're very rigorous and it's not a joke. So, parang you really have to be on top of your game if you want to be productive, like stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
um,
No
it's
audio daw.
sometimes
Sorry,
it's
guys.
tiring.
No audio daw on Insta. Can you check, Eunice? Sabi nila there's no audio on Insta. Can you check that?
Yeah, I think they wanted to hear more of Marvy's voice.
Sorry kasi
Yeah.
ako. Naka-earphones kasi ako para mawala yung feedback. So, ayan, meron na.
Hello?
Ayan, meron na.
Ayan. Meron na?
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Yeah, meron na.
Parang may seesaw na sound.
Ayan, meron na.
Okay na.
Oo.
So, yun. To summarize it all, parang each day is tough. Parang sometimes I get overwhelmed kung ano yung isa-start ko. And then, my manager would tell me, just write it down. I think that helps, writing it down. So, what Miss Ira does, yung nagjo-journal siya, I have to parang get the habit of that and writing things down. Because I think it helps me parang divide the hours of the day on where my focus should be. Um, yeah, it's important. Time is so important when you're juggling so many things. And yun, that's what I gotta say. Yun lang.
ayan. So confirm lang. Thank you. Wait lang. Thank you, Marvy. Ayan, confirm lang natin, is our audio okay? Ayan, okay po ba yung mga audio natin dyan? So, iba naman yung if you notice, iba naman yung structure ng life ng, alam mo, makikita mo talaga the discipline that goes into it. The waking up, the practicing, hindi ko maalam sa technical terms when it comes to golf. In fact, I've never played golf before, but iba talaga yung the discipline that comes with it. And alam mo yun, I applaud Marvy also kasi 'di ba, on top of being like an athlete, she plays here and there, she competes here and there. She also takes time to do ano pa on the side, yung kanyang real estate entrepreneurial activity. So like I mentioned kanina, no, nag-evolve yung role ng women from like one role ganyan, which is not bad at all, no, but now we're seeing women, like when we introduced Ira kanina, she's in construction, she has retail, now naman Marvy is a golfer and also into real estate. So 'di ba, pwede pala yung mga ganon. So now we are ito yung mga gusto kong tanungin kasi 'di ba, as I mentioned kanina, no, and even Eunice, no, introduced kanina, Big C is actually a financial platform that connects women, ayan, naka-flash ngayon sa screen, with the knowledge, network, and tools to start investing. So for women na katulad ni Ira and ni Marvy, when it comes to handling their personal finances, and a bit of background about their yung mga businesses nila, yung mga entrepreneurial activities nila, we would like to know kasi this is actually what Big C does, no, it connects iba't ibang mga kababaihan para magkaroon tayo ng knowledge and network and tools, and syempre mas reliable talaga when naririnig natin mismo from a real person, no? A real person na nagsasalita, nakikita natin, than just hearing it from or reading it somewhere na pag ginugal mo, paano kaya to? Paano kaya nag-start sa journey niya tong successful woman na to? So, I'd like to start with Ira again, no? Ira na mention kanina 23 na. So, kwento mo sa amin, and paano ka nagsimula? Paano ka nagsimula dito? And paano what's the best part of your job and the most challenging part then as a woman entrepreneur and also into retail?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, I'm not sure if I'm the one who's choppy or was it you, Bill? You can hear me, guys. You can hear
Baka
me
ako. Sige, I'll
and
change
see
my
me.
ano. But yeah, proceed.
No worries. No worries. Okay. So I've been asked that question a lot of times. Like, how did I start my entrepreneurial journey? So I guess first and foremost, it's something that I never planned to do in life. Because all along I thought I was gonna be a doctor, born to both parents who are both doctors. Naturally, I thought I was also gonna be a doctor. So I took up a pre-med course, which is nursing. Not a lot of people know that, but yes, I am actually a professional nurse. I'm a nurse by profession, licensed here and abroad. Yeah. Because I didn't know what to do really. When I was 15, I was already in college. Imagine I graduated at 19. I was at a crossroads in my life, finished nursing, but I'm very sure I didn't want to be a doctor. I also didn't want to be a nurse. So I actually taught as a reviewer for nurses who are doing their foreign exams, those who want to do their foreign exams. So what happened was one day while I was working as a reviewer, as a teacher, my best friend, my high school bestie, invited me to do a weekend classes. So we signed up for pattern making and sewing classes at the now defunct Fashion Institute of the Philippines. So yeah, what started out as a hobby or as an outlet became a full-blown business in 2013, and that's how Neon Island came to be. So again, it wasn't something that we planned. When we were actually doing those classes, we were just happy to share about the things that we created on Instagram. That was the rise of Instagram, probably around 2012. And so we signed up for a bazaar after people pushed us to actually sell. And it was summer. We were selling swimsuits and sweater at the time, and we got sold out. So imagine, we took that as a sign that maybe this is what we're meant to do. So yeah, that was the start of Neon Island. And that was the start of Neon Island. And I'll always be grateful to Neon Island because it is my baby, number one. And number two, it opened a lot of opportunities for me. It through Neon Island I realized that my heart is really in design and entrepreneurship. So yun yung story ko. And then right after that, I became part of different businesses along the way. So yun, my heart is really in design and entrepreneurship. So yeah. Okay. Your other question is what's the best part of my job
Yes.
and the most challenging? Okay. So I could go on and on, no? I think I'm grateful to be doing something that I really love doing. So that's something that I don't take for granted. Well, although construction and fashion seem to be worlds apart, I know, diba? But I am grateful that I am able to practice or to exercise creativity in both of these fields. So, yun, I love being part of people's lives, may it be through an artwork or a piece of clothing or a space where they dwell in. So it's most fulfilling for me to be seeing people, for example, in the mall wearing Neon Island, or people rave about the space we design and built for them, and show and telling us how that space, changed the dynamics of their family life, for example. When it comes to challenges, oh my God, I could go on and on every day. I mean, maubos our time, if we talk about challenges, because I think that's really part of being an entrepreneur, not just being an entrepreneur, but really living, no? Is living here on earth really
Yeah.
entails a lot of challenges. So, sige, I'll keep it short. For Neon Island, I guess when we were starting, it was hard for people to take us seriously because I built Neon Island with my best friend Chi, and we're both small women trying to make it into the fashion world and the business world. So parang it was hard. But what we realized along the way is that your work will actually speak for yourself. So There will be doubters for sure. So you have to first believe in yourself. Muna. You have to, and you know what people say, diba? You fake it till you make it. But that's already updated because we don't want to be faking things. We want to embrace it till we become it. So I think that's what
Mhm,
really
mhm.
helped us, no? So yun, that's one when it comes to retail. When in construction, it's very obvious. It's a man's world, but I am
Yes.
grateful that right now, um, we are trying to remove those boundaries. And actually, we're very lucky and blessed here in the Philippines that, siyempre, matriarchal din yung society natin eh. So along with people who really push for women empowerment, I think we are blessed that women equally take on roles, no, men in a the men dominated world. So pero if sa Niona Island, my problem is that when we were young, people won't take it seriously. In the construction world, even if I am not a direct recipient of those side eyes and um not probably an insult or something, though I'm not, again, I'm clearing, I'm not a direct recipient, you would feel it, right? You would feel that people doubt you because of your maybe how you look and all, right? Because but at the end of the day, it's your work that will speak for yourself. If you work hard enough, smart enough, people will see it, and they'll believe you as long as you first believe in yourself. Yeah, I guess that's it for me.
Yeah. And thank you, Ira. And alam mo, women are really like hard workers and smart workers. Alam mo yan. And napapaligiran ka ng mga kababaihan. You know, your best friend is also a woman. And look at how you have thrived from 2013 up to now with Neon Island. And also when it comes to your construction. So like you mentioned kanina, people rave about it. They're proud that you did it for them. And that's actually showing yung quality ng work ng mga kababaihan, no? Na, alam mo yon, alam mo yun, we could also be at par. And I'm actually thankful for what you do because, you know, you put, nilalagay mo yung mga kababaihan sa map, kumbaga. You put, I think that's the core of this month's International Women's Month, no, embracing equity. Yeah. So thank you, Ira, for the your wonderful insights, no, on on your job na sabi mo nga worlds apart, but you actually do it, you put them together really, like, harmoniously. May lamok pa dito. And eto naman, punta tayo kay Marvy. So Marvy, how did you start naman being a professional golfer? And like Ira's construction career, no, this is also a male dominated sport. So, paano ka nag-start and how do you survive and thrive in this kind of sport?
I actually started when I was 7. Nakita ko yung brother ko maglaro. So, sabi ng mami ko, mahilig daw ako mangopya. Like, ako din, mahilig ako sa ganon. So, yon ako din. Tapos, nag-start ako. Tapos, I fell in love with the sport kasi masaya siya. Parang, pag lumilipad yung bola, parang achievement siya in a way. And then, yun nga, parang gradually, parang you're searching for that achievement more and more, ganyan. Tapos, when you get used to it, you can compete. Tapos, na-enjoy ko din yung competition. And I was really madibdib ng competition nung bata pa ako. And then, nung high school, medyo, ito yung time na nagseryoso na ako kasi sabi ko, gusto kong um, makakuha ng scholarship sa US for golf. Kasi uso yun, parang popular siya na, like yung sport na golf in college, it's very competitive in the US. So parang madami kang schools na makakalaban, like, excuse me, like for a competition there, there's gonna be 120 players, and a couple of parang 15 to 20 teams competing, ganyan. Kasi team play siya eh. Tapos, nung college, I really wanted to turn pro. So actually my Coach Mark in my NCBU, he has helped me a lot. Parang yung steps na turning pro. So like he's helped me connect with um, golf brands. So, in a way, they could help me with like golf balls, yung mga simple gear, ganyan, ganyan. Um, and then, I turned pro nga nung December 2017. And then, when I turned pro December 2017, sabi ko, uwi muna ako sa Pilipinas. Dito na lang, dito sa Pilipinas muna ako magtutour and because it's cheaper to tour out here. Tapos, and then pandemic happened. So, na-stop ulit yung events. And ngayon, actually, kakabalik lang ng mga events. And ngayon, it's starting to pick up again. And I'm in Thailand tour. I'm currently in a tournament right now, but I didn't do very well. So let's forget about that. So
Oh,
we have a full sked naman. So finally, my year is full of tournaments na ulit. So, and then for Alveo and Pure Life, why I started doing it is mainly because of golf, because I wanna fund my golf. So, usually it's really hard to find sponsors if your name is not yung as popular or like your resume for golf if wala ka masyadong sobrang wins, ganyan. Like, I think it's a common problem with Filipino athletes. Like, the support from the fans is there, pero the support from like sponsors medyo lacking kasi firstly gusto nila may name na agad. Pero I think like especially the young ones, they need support kasi how will they make a name if hindi sila makakompete? So something like that. So I started working in Peru at first to fund my tournaments, and then I took up Alveo as well so I can fund my bigger tournaments. So like going here, like paying for flight tickets, paying entry fees and stuff like that. Um, but I'm lucky naman. I'm lucky enough. I met some um, really nice people along the way that they love helping out uh, golfers who aspire to be great. Like Mommy Leia, she's been helping us a lot, and she's been a blessing to us. Um, and yeah, like yung pag-golf, it's not a joke, especially with finances. Talagang
yeah.
susunugin niya yung finances mo. So you have to love what you do. And ako naman, I love doing this. So um like the money that I spend for it, it's like it's painful to see it go away, pero I know it's for something I love, so it doesn't really hurt as much. There are days na it's very frustrating. So I guess that's one of the challenges. Like if you play bad and usually you question yourself na, am I really built for this? Like, should I keep going? Ganyan, ganyan. There's still questions like that run into my head minsan if I don't perform well. Because I've been doing this for so long. I've been playing golf for 21 years na. And then
Wow.
I, I turned pro 2017 ng December. So, all 4 years, a little over 4 years na akong professional for 3 to 4 years. Yeah. And then my biggest challenge actually naman during competition is trying to stay in the present and focusing on the process. I tend to focus on the result, and I
Mhm.
Right.
actually I started seeing a sports psychologist because it's super important with golf. Like if you have all the skills pero wala kang utak, like you can't handle pressure situations, kahit ano pang skill, matatalo ka ng someone who doesn't have that much skill as you, pero yung mental state nila is like 100% and
Mhm.
like they can handle
Yeah.
everything. And
Yeah.
it's so important. So I started seeing a sports psych. His name is Coach Lee, and he's actually helped me a lot with my head during the game. But of course, sometimes my relapse and stuff like that. But you still learn from the relapse kasi it's like you're more aware of like, oh, I'm doing this again. So parang you catch yourself faster compared to before. So what I like about it is like I like the saying that he says na control what you can control. So with golf, there's so many outside factors that like the wind, you can't control the wind, yung bounce ng bola, like stuff like that, like bad bounces, bad breaks. You can't really control it. And then before, I let it get to me. So like if something happens, not na parang um that I couldn't control, I milk it and then it gets into my head until nag-snowball na ako. And then like right like people apply it to their daily lives and say na parang there's this one thing that happens to you. Kunyari, masungit yung waitress sa'yo. Tapos, you let it get to you. And then you milk it, you milk it. So, the rest of the day, pangit na yung mood mo. But, it's something you couldn't control. Like, siya yun eh. She's mean to you. That's her. But you can control your perspective and like how you handle yourself. So, like, if you could do that, your day won't be ruined or you could be more productive. Ganyan. So, I think it's really important to, yun nga, it's really mind over matter. Parang, it's such a cliche thing to say, pero, um,
Totoo yan.
yun, like, control what you can control so you can stick with the process and focus on the process. Yun, that's my meeting.
Um,
Thank you.
ang, it's, ayun, thank you, Marvin, no? So, being an athlete, no, hindi lang, it doesn't just entail physical strength. It's actually also mental strength and, you know, like
Very,
your grit to like achieve something or to do something. So, alam mo yon, it's not hard. It's not easy, sabi mo nga. And second, I also noticed that when you were discussing finances actually in the sport of your choice. Kasi alam naman natin hindi to mura ha kasi you know you travel and all, but mamaya Marvy, I'll get back to you and eto na, this is the meat of our discussion. I'll ask you more about, finances and all, but babalikan natin si Ira. Eto, you're an entrepreneur, no? So, gaano ka-importante ang finances sa'yo and how do you manage your business's finances? Kasi I'm sure may may delineation that, okay, this is for Neon Island, this is for some group of builders, and this is for my other businesses. How do you do it? How do you manage this financial aspects of your careers? Yeah.
Well, no, you're right. You're right, how important finance is. Kanina I was listening to Marvy's story, and I really couldn't help but comment na wow. I mean, life of an athlete, it's not really just a skill, no? But really the mental toughness and
Mm-hmm.
all the
Yes.
hard work, the discipline. And golf is such an expensive sport to play. So, oh my gosh, my full admiration talaga for Marvis. It's on a different level. But anyway, to answer your question, so how finance, I wouldn't say finance is synonymous to entrepreneurship. No, I think there's so many
Mm-hmm.
factors that involves entrepreneurship, but it's something that you cannot segregate. You cannot segregate,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
sadly for people like me that didn't have a business background, no, I had to be face to face with numbers, even if I don't like it that much. I mean, when I was starting, because it was really one of my weaknesses as a creative, I think. But I realized that what I don't measure, I cannot manage. So, like, the
I love that.
and yeah, what you don't measure, diba? You cannot manage. So if you don't really look at the numbers and if you don't track what comes in and what comes out, you really can't manage, and you wouldn't even know if you're actually reaching your goals as a company and even personally, right? And at the end of the day, no matter what you do, a business needs to be profitable. If it's not profitable, then it's just a hobby, right? So when it comes to managing my business,
Nawala si Miss Ira sa Facebook.
Ay, oo, akala. Ayan, akala ko
Nawala.
ako yung nawala. But sige. While Ira is fixing her connection, no? Ayan, dito muna tayo. Wait lang. Ayan. Ayan. So, while Ira is fixing her connection, ibabalik natin yung question of the day natin. Question week natin. What is a financial goal? Ayan. What is a financial goal that you want to achieve in 5 years? So, just download the Bixi app, register kayo, and just go to community. Tapos, isulat niyo yung sagot niyo doon. Remember, wala pong maling sagot. Whatever your financial goal is in the next 5 years, just let us know. And alam mo yan, nakaka-inspire kayo sa mga ibang kababaihan when it comes to, finances. So, eto na, may mga dumadating ng questions, no, sa ating mga guest speaker. So, again, what is a financial goal na you want to achieve in 5 years? So, yun yung ating question of the week. Ito na, nakabalik na si Ira. So, go Ira.
Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. No, there's something
Okay.
about our Wi-Fi, but I'm back. Anyway, we come back with the finance question. You ask about how do I manage. So again, I said like I have to be in touch first with numbers. That's something that I wasn't really accustomed with, because I had zero business background. So I had to teach myself to be comfortable with crunching in the numbers, because if I don't measure it, if I don't track it, I won't be able to manage it. And that's the only way that you will know your goals, right? As a business and even personally. So in terms of my business, I'm very, very blessed because I have partners with different business. I think that's the reason also why I'm able to juggle these kinds of things, because I have great partners with me in Neon Island and also with our construction company, is that there are key people. And I think when it comes to managing your finances, accountability is so important. No, so um business, you're accountable not just to yourself, but you're accountable to so many agencies.
Yes.
So yun, that's very important for us, accountability. And siguro the practical side of managing things is that, of course, we delineate what's for Neon Island, what's for the construction company, and my personal. At the end of the day, that's what's really helping me to track things, what comes in and what comes out. And of course, we track down to the last peso for sure. Because when we especially for Neon Island, we really started with our own capital. With started our capital with our own savings. So imagine, every peso counts talaga. So yeah, you have to track it, because if you don't track your finances, you don't see the bigger picture. Yon. And we work on a budget always. We work on a budget. Whether it's a new collection with Neon Island, or when it comes to a certain project with my construction company, we always work on a budget. Yeah.
Ayan.
Yeah. Hindi ko napapahabain.
Actually, kahit sabi mo hindi mo pahahabain, nahirapan yung age ko, no, as an Ilocano person, you actually gave like 4 tips agad. I was just listening to you. Number 1 is always working on a budget. So, very important yun. Like, I don't know, I always joke my friends, no, as an Ilocano person, magkano yung budget natin dito? Kasi, when you put a certain budget on things, that's actually the amount that you're willing to, to spend for a particular thing or a particular activity. Pag below budget ka pa, sige, pwede. Pero kapag above budget nga, ibig sabihin, alam mo yon, parang nag-exceed ka na sa financial capability mo. So, like you mentioned, budgeting. Number 2, tracking your expenses. Kasi sabi mo nga, you started Neon Island with your own money. So parang, Diyos ko, pinaghirapan ko to. So it's also a very good tip on how you manage your business's finances, no? So budgeting, there's tracking. And you mentioned you actually have accountability partners. Actually, that's one of the biggest goals ng Bixi community, no? To have accountability partners, not to ano no, to compare and contrast na parang I have more savings and investments than you have. Then hindi ganon. But you actually have accountability partners na alam mo yan magsasabi sa na, uy baka you're spending too much on this, or you're hindi ka naman nag-iinvest sa sarili mo. Ay alam mo yung ganon. So it's accountability partner is actually very helpful. And last but not the least, yung sabi mo, you're actually working with partners. That's actually a big help then on the management of your business's finances. And sabi mo nga, Neon Island, no man is an island. So, alam mo yon. So, mas magaan pa rin to manage a lot of things when you have like, reliable partners. And alam mo yung pinaka nag-struck sa akin, yung pang fifth, na siguro magandang tip, you cannot manage what you don't know. Na if you don't list, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know what to manage kasi in the dark ka. And that's actually a very good parang jump off point na parang okay, how much and how much can we afford. So that's actually a very good jump off point. So thank you, Ira. Mamaya babalikan naman kita, no? Ato naman, personal naman yung question. Kanina business finance, mamaya itatanong ko naman sa iyo yung personal finance. So Marvy, similar question. Na-mention mo kanina that there are challenges talaga when it comes to finance career kasi mahal ang golf, and you want to compete, and you want to, sabi mo nga, to grow your biggest potential. How do you manage naman, um how do you manage your finances when it comes to your sport of choice, to golfing, when it comes to golfing?
Um, it's really tough. Honestly, ngayon, it's medyo rocky, like, if I'm being honest. Minsan titingnan lang ako sa wallet ko na, ha? Ang bilis maubos ng pera ko. Like, wala na agad. Like, saan napunta? Like, stuff like that. And then I backtrack. And then I realized that I think that someone gave me this tip. A friend of mine, she said na just write everything down that you spend and for the day. And then when you write it down, para makita mo kung parang ano yung average spending mo.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you can, I know it's so simple and I'm sure many people do it, but I'm just starting to do it. Like I said nga, I'm not very good with money, pero I need to be. So, I'm kind of on the parang early stage, kumbaga baby pa lang ako. So, parang si Miss Ira, she's very, parang, like, when I'm listening to her, parang, wow, she's so matured with, like, finances and stuff like that. It's very impressive in how she's been able to have her own company na, like, and then it's two different ones. It's super impressive, like, how she's able to manage that, like, the finances of that. So, it's very inspiring to me kasi, like, for me, how I manage it, it's ano lang, parang I break it down and then see, like, save this up for this one and then for this one, and then it's very it's not, how should I say it? It's not consistent kasi for each tournament, it depends on how much money you're getting. It's not a fixed salary. Like, hindi siya appearance fee eh. Performance fee, parang ganun siya. So, for example, for this tournament, there are like 120 girls that competed. And then after 2 days, they're gonna cut it to the top 50 lang, or top 50 and ties. So those who don't get in the top 50 won't play the last day. And kung makat ka, you won't get anything. So zero. And then, for example, the pot money is 2 million baht. Yeah, the first placer will get the most money and then it will be divided. Parang paunti ng paunti as your rank goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you get in the top 50, but if you're at the bottom, onti lang din makukuha mo. Ganon. So, it's rewarding if you're at the top, pero if you're at the bottom, you get little money. And if you're cut naman, you don't get anything. Yeah. So, it's very competitive um, sometimes I won't get, parang yun, wala akong sweldo for the week. Like this week, I actually got cut. So, wala akong sweldo for this week. So, I just spent money. Pero, I just put it na lang na, to my perspective is I spent money on experience. That's it. It's gonna be good for me in the long run. It's gonna be, there's a lot of things that I could learn. I can't replace it now with, like, kasi this tournament will be, like, for this place once lang eh. So, it's a learning experience for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, my finances are, yun nga, it's pretty wild. Like, sometimes, yun nga, dahil it's not fixed. I have to always prepare like a baseline na if it drops here, um, I have to think of something na, or like I have to think of a way to get money again. Yeah. So that's why I'm working a lot, because I wanna, like, my goal is to be to be stable and to sustain playing, like keep playing tournaments and stuff like that. And I think I'm gonna start with like the basics of financial management, like yun nga, writing things down, breaking, so alam ko kung saan napupunta yung money ko, kasi I'm, like I said kanina, sometimes nagugulat na lang ako na nag-drain na yung savings ko or stuff like that. So I think I just have to start with the basics. I think okay naman, like if I have foundation na basics, I think I'd be fine.
Actually, wait, nakamute pala ako sa IG. Actually, Marvy, no, when you were telling basics na ginagawa mo, you list down, you're tracking, and you're actually budgeting. You're tracking, you're budgeting, and you're actually like saving for the future. Kasi as you mentioned, volatile no yung finances when it comes to your sport, kasi hindi siya fixed na salary or sweldo, but
Yeah.
you're actually on the right path when it comes to managing your career's finances, no? Naglilista ka, you're also budgeting, and that's actually those are actually good points, no? Magkaiba lang kayo ng pagpa-place ni Ira, but they're actually good points to start when it comes to managing your your careers, your sport and your career's finances. And also, you mentioned kanina na you're actually with a real estate company. You're for that company because you actually want to fund, and that's actually one aspect of managing your finances, kasi additional income yan for you, na you're not just settling for, ito yung sweldo ko for this game, or ito yung makukuha kong pot money for this tournament, but you're actually infusing more kumbaga income into your income stream para sa'yo, para mas madagdagan mo pa yung fund for doon. And yeah, I can say that you're actually on the right track. So, balik tayo kay Ira, kasi kanina na-mention niya how she does it for her businesses. And eto, malapit na tayo mag 7:30, no? So, ito na, $1 million question naman. Ito, medyo nakakatakot tong question na to. Dati natatakot ako pag tinatanong ako. How do you manage naman your own personal finance? Same ba sa business, or may iba kang strategy when it comes to, your own personal finance? And siguro, practical tips na din. Practical financial tips na din for our audience.
Okay, so kanina I answered. Well, wait lang, may isingit lang ako. Grabe vulnerability ni Marvy. I just wanna give her props to that. And I think that's one step to financial literacy. I mean, literacy with anything actually in life is really acknowledging your weaknesses or your pain points, no? Kasi also with
Yes.
me, Marvy, I didn't have any business background when I started my company. So it really starts by, accepting like your flaws and really getting help. I think that's what really helped me, yung having partners that can help you. So I just want to give props to you for being so vulnerable. And then to answer your question personally, I think as an entrepreneur, consistency is so important. I think at a certain level, how I manage my finances is also how I manage my personal finances. I think it will mirror it. because managing finances and your habits when it comes to money, it's pretty consistent. Alam mo yon? Parang it's not like personally you're like this in different sa business. It's really gonna mirror your habits. And I would say it's even more difficult when it comes to you to personal finances, because you have to be accountable to yourself. When it comes to businesses, you are accountable to your business partners. Whether you own it yourself, you are accountable to different agencies, right? You have the BIR, of course, you have your
Mhm.
accountant, etc. But in terms of personal finances, you are accountable to yourself. So I think it's more tricky. It's something that really entails much more discipline, at least from my experience. So for me, I used to be that kind of girl that believes that as long as my earnings is greater than my spending, I'll be fine. That's a financial wisdom I got from my dad. Na no, it's no you make sure that you live within your means. As long as you're earning more than you're spending, you should be fine. And I think there's so much wisdom in that. But I also now realize that it's not enough. It's important that you track your finances. It's because when you track your finances, that's the only way you can diagnose things, right? Just like a health exam, right? You wouldn't know what's wrong with you if you haven't done all the tests, right? So for me, that's very helpful that when I track, I just don't list them, but I also list what I spent on certain things. And then I do a monthly roundup of where my money went, because just like what Marvy said, there are times you would be like, oh my gosh, how much parang na-drain yung bank account ko or my wallet, no? Just by one night. Where did it go? So, I like being able to track where my money went, because that's the only time I would see the bigger picture. And so there would be months wherein like, okay, I spent so much more on Grab delivery. So, I would try to diagnose that and pivot on the next month, diba? So yeah, yon. And working on a budget. Yon. I think it's part of accountability to yourself is to work on the budget and be true to it, because in companies diba, you're given a certain budget and you have to stick to it. But when it comes to personal finances, you have to police yourself, so it entails so much discipline, and I do believe it's a practice. So you practice discipline even in the little things. Now, you promise mo that you'll just brew your coffee at home instead of buying, no, yung mga little things that like that, it's really compounded. So don't dismiss those little things. Kasi in the bigger picture, it all plays a role. And I guess sa akin din, dati delayed gratification ako eh. But now I divide my goals into short term and my long term, because honestly, we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. No, hindi naman pwede puro forecasting lang, envision lang of the future. You also have to live in the now. So yon, yung short term and long term goals. So siguro to end lang, siguro tips for women, practical tips, something that I have learned along the way, no, it's a finance and then business, and I know it's really a constant learning process. So for all our listeners, no, I'm not any better than any of you, but just wanted to share that for me, number one, I guess, is you have to increase your cash flow. So um by that, what you can do is to add additional streams of income, because if there's one thing the pandemic taught us, right, is that we cannot depend on just one income. Yeah, because you really never know. So yon, I guess that's it. First, number one is to increase your cash flow by adding more streams of income, and number two is to save, to learn how to save. I mean, it's so simple, we hear that a lot, but another wisdom that I got from my dad is it doesn't matter how much you earn, it's how much you save. Because you can actually be earning millions, yet you also spend millions, and that leaves you with nothing. While you could be earning less and spending less, and your take home will be much more, it's bigger than the ones who are earning millions. So yon. But of course, we have to increase our cash flow first in order for us to be saving money. But it doesn't end there, because hopefully you don't just save and save and save and accumulate money, right? We want our money to be working as a tool for us. We want our money to work for us, and we shouldn't be working for money. At least for me, that's my personal mantra. So number three is the concept of investment. So for me, that's so important. So you save money because you want to invest. You want your money to work for you. And when it comes, kasi yung investment, I do believe in that concept, not just when it comes to finances, but in life in general, that you really reap what you sow, right? So ganun din sa finances. So, when you invest, the best time is now, no matter how small that is. I encourage everyone to start investing. But I guess it all starts with increasing cash flow first, learning how to save, and then you invest. Yon. Bali yon. Those are the three things for me, Bill.
Actually, I love how you ended with those three practical tips, no? And sometimes na-overlook natin na actually galing din ako sa ganung perspective na shucks ang hirap. Alam mo 'yon, yung parang hindi mo alam kung paano mag-start. But I like how you outlined it into three. Alam mo 'yon na hindi naman pala ganun ka-complicated. It's not that complicated. Increase cash flow, save, and invest. So, alam mo 'yon, and like we always say, and like all the other speakers said before, the best time kung kaya ng alam mo yun, kung kaya ng budget mo na, or I mean ng kaya ng circumstances mo, the best time to do it is now. Hindi parang okay, next year na ako magso-start na mag-track, or next year na ako magbo-budget. The best time to do it is now. And second, it doesn't matter kung maliit yung i-increase sa save mo. Ang nagma-matter dyan is yung consistency. So kahit, alam mo yon, kahit, okay, naku, this month, 300 lang yung kaya kong i-save. But if you're consistent for like a whole year, 12 times 300, that's, ano nga, how much yun? 3,600. So alam mo yon, and let's say, wag mong sasabihin sa sarili mo na, naku, 1,000 a month lang yung kaya ko. That's 1,000 annually. Alam mo yung ganun. So, huwag tayong ma-discourage when we think that we can only save this much. Like Ira said, no matter how much you earn, if you don't, save naman, if you spend naman ganun din, then, kumbaga parang it doesn't make sense as well. But kahit maliit yung ina-earn mo, kung consistent ka and you're actually saving this amount, in the long run, it will still work for you. So ladies, ang ganda ng tips. Use increase cash flow, save, and invest. Ayan. And eto naman, we'd like to hear naman from Marvy, no? Ikaw naman, Marvy, how do you manage your last question na siguro to kasi it's almost 7:40. So, sorry pala dun sa may mga nakikita akong questions, no? We will continue to answer that inside the Bixi app. So, nasa community po tayo. But I'd like to go back to Marvy. Na mention mo kanina how you navigate your finances when it comes to your sports, to golfing. Paano mo naman na ma-manage yung personal finances mo? What are your best practical or financial tips naman for women, especially for women athletes na kagaya mo?
First of all, yung spending, I ask myself if it's a liability or an asset. If it's a liability naman, how can I make it an asset? So, I just bought a phone nung January, and then it was mahal, pero after buying that phone, I was actually able to close a sale because I bought a new phone. Kasi there's more storage and I can respond faster, and then I can download apps. Kasi with my old phone, I wasn't able to download apps. Parating puno yung storage. So, for work kasi may pinapa-download na app yung manager namin. And then, I was able to download that app. So, yun. It became an asset. The phone. So, I think that's one thing na important for us athletes. If, like, for example, we spend on the gym, diba? We have to work on our bodies. And, like, for me, I recently started seeing a sports psychologist. Besides with my swing coach, si Coach Mike, it's also an investment. Yun nga, sabi ni Miss Ira, like, mag-invest and be smart about kung saan ka mag-invest. So as an athlete, these things are, yes, you'll see it as spending. So if you pay for gyms and stuff like that, mahal, like when you see it, when you're paying them, you see your money go to them, mawawala na sa pocket mo. But it's actually an investment for yourself, for your body to perform better. So, yun, you can make it an asset, like something like that. Um, Goes with investments then, like um, not to be biased, but investing in like real estate and then insurance as well is good for you kasi real estate won't it won't fail you, and then insurance naman, it's like a safety net for you. And like insurance nowadays, you can have a fund and protection at the same time for the same for like isang bayad lang, like you don't have to pay extra. So I think that's what I like about the two. That's why actually nagulat ako na na-enjoy ko siya yung work. At first, di ba parang it sounds like na I'm just using it for finance, but I actually enjoy it, and it's fun and frustrating, like golf ganyan, pero it's something na I like doing, so I guess that's important too with stuff. So that's the only, kasi Miss Ira said everything na. So my only advice is probably like, if it's a liability, find a way to make it an asset and be smart about your investments.
Ganda. Ganda. You know, be smart about your investments. Alam mo, I think one of our speakers last time mentioned, no, kasi I think we were talking about gold, investing in gold, or even before may naging speaker kami na investing in cryptocurrency. Sabi nung speaker, pareho, invest in something that you don't understand. And that's actually going to your point na be smart when it comes to investment. Thing that naiintindihan mo, hindi yung parang, okay, here's 100,000, bahala na kayo dyan. So, paano yun? Paano ka kikita? Paano kung nalugi? How would you recover? And I like how you mentioned insurance. Alam mo, minsan kasi alam mo yung may old concept tayo, no, may traditional concept na pag ini-insure ka, naku, mamamatay. Alam mo, parang yung death lang yan, yung ganon. Alam mo, di ba? And people are like scared when it comes to that, na parang, naku, mamamatay na ba ako? But not, ang dami kasing types ng insurance. Like you mentioned, there's actually an insurance with a trust fund value, pwedeng may UITF yan and all. And we're also encouraging our Bixi women, no, in the Bixi community to actually explore into different types of explore the different types of insurance and get something for themselves. So I think we had a very, very fruitful discussion, no, with Ira and Marvy. So siguro one-liner last na lang. Marvy, ikaw naman unahin ko. Anong pwede mong iwan sa mga listeners natin? What can you advise them? Like, kahit siguro one-liner na, be strong or invest in something, ganon. So, what can you leave our audience tonight?
Control what you can control. Fall in love with the process, and don't be afraid of pressure. Embrace pressure. Because pressure makes diamonds. Yun lang.
Gusto ko yun. Feeling ko pa naman lagi akong pressure. Sige, i-embrace ko. Embrace equity, embrace pressure. Ira naman, Ira.
Ako, siguro, people come and go, seasons change, but remember that you are your own magic. And you bring it with you wherever you go, because you are the main character of your life. Siguro as a woman, that's what I'm gonna reiterate na, people really come and go and seasons change, but you are your own magic because you are the main character of your life. And you bring it with you, your magic wherever you go, whatever season you're in. And I hope whatever background, whatever past we all have, we shouldn't limit ourselves onto what we can do in the future. So yun. we are powerful as women. So yeah, thanks guys
I love
for
it.
having me.
Yeah, I love how we opened with a Nescafe question, and I love how we ended with you guys, with you ladies rather, with ano naman pang Miss Universe question. So embrace pressure. I mean, do not be afraid of it. And sabi ni Ira, be your own magic. Napaganon tuloy ako ng hair ko kanina nung sinasabi niya, because I bring my magic with me. But yeah, it's been a very fruitful discussion, no? And look, hindi tayo mga financial experts dito, but you actually gave powerful insights on managing finances. There's investing, saving, tracking expenses, budgeting, getting an insurance, smart investment, being smart with your investment. So, ang dami nating na-discuss tonight. And that just goes to show that even women who are not out there as yung mga talagang established or registered financial advisors, meron talaga tayong mga insights when it comes to finances. And I'm so glad that the Big C community is actually connecting women. And I'm so glad na tonight kasi you're actually you two are actually kumbaga part of the Big C network na alam mo yon, yung mga nanonood ngayon, I'm seeing a lot of new faces, new names. I'm sure nakakuha sila and nakapulot sila ng mga practical financial tips sa inyo. So again, maraming salamat, Ira and Marvino, two powerful women who closed our International Women's Month series. So maraming salamat. I hope this is not the last time na makikita namin kayo sa Big C or kung saan mang platform. And thank you for encouraging women, for supporting women, and for banding together with women around the world to be just empowering them and inspiring them with what you do. Worlds apart yung world nyo. One is an entrepreneur and in retail, in construction, while another one is in real estate and a professional golf player. But at the end of the day, we're all women, we're all powerful women, and we are empowered women, empower women. So maraming salamat. For those na hindi namin nasagot ng mga questions kasi magsi 7:50 na po at magdi-dinner ang mga magpe-prepare pa ang mga kababaihan siguro ng mga dinner and all. So again, thank you Ira and Marvy. I give the floor to Eunice for our closing remarks.
Ayan, so thank you very much sa ating mga speakers. Marvy, I'm so proud of you as a genuinely. Alam ko lagi tayo nagla-laughter, pero iba na to. You're taking it to the next level, nakaka-proud ka. And kay Miss Ira, actually, fina-follow ko na po kayo and yung Neon Island before. So it's really an honor to have you here sa Big C. So thank you very much. And sa ating mga masugid na mga taga-subaybay, maraming salamat po sa inyo. And sa mga new faces na nakita namin, hope you follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn pages. And stay tuned for more of Big C Thursdays in the coming months and in the coming days. So maraming salamat po. And sa mga nagtanong at hindi nasagot, just download the app for free, naka-flash po, and comment your questions inside the community under Big C Live event. So that's it. At ang March ay patapos na naman, parang kailan lang. Enjoy the rest of the week and the upcoming holidays. So maraming salamat po and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. And good evening,
Thank you,
everyone.
Miss Ira.